When Seiko announced the new SSK059, I immediately understood why collectors were excited. At first glance, it might just look like another addition to the Seiko 5 Sports lineup. But after spending some time looking into it, I think this is one of the most attractive GMT watches Seiko has released in recent years. The reason is simple: that dial. The new polar white dial completely transforms the watch, giving it a fresh look that stands out from the countless black and blue sports watches already on the market. But is the SSK059 all hype, or is there actually something special here? Let's take a closer look. The first thing that grabbed my attention was obviously the dial. Seiko calls this a white dial, but in certain lighting it almost takes on a frosty, icy appearance that gives the watch far more character than a standard white sports watch. Personally, I think the dial is the biggest reason to buy this watch. The contrast is excellent. The black hour markers stand out sharply against the white background, while the red GMT hand adds just enough color without becoming distracting. I've seen a lot of people compare it to the Rolex Explorer 2 Polar, and honestly, I understand why, but I don't think the SSK059 is trying to copy Rolex. Instead, it feels like Seiko's own interpretation of what an affordable Polar GMT should be, and I think they've done a fantastic job. Of course, a great dial means very little if the watch doesn't wear well on the wrist. One thing I really appreciate about the SSK059 is its size. The watch comes in at 39.4 millimeters in diameter, 13.6 millimeters thick, and has a lug-to-lug measurement of 47.9 millimeters. Now those numbers might not sound exciting, but on the wrist, they make a huge difference. In my opinion, Seiko got the proportions almost perfect here. The watch feels substantial enough to have presence, but not so large that it becomes uncomfortable. For most wrists, this is going to be an easy watch to wear all day, and that's exactly what I want from a feel-style GMT. But the dial isn't the only reason people are talking about this watch. Of course, the biggest feature here is the GMT complication. If you're not familiar with GMT watches, the extra hand allows you to track a second time zone. For people who travel, have family abroad, or work with people in different countries, it's incredibly useful. Powering the watch is Seiko's automatic 4R34 movement. It's a reliable movement that's already been proven in several other GMT models. It offers approximately 41 hours of power reserve and has built a reputation for being dependable and easy to maintain. Is it the most advanced GMT movement on the market? No. But at this price point, I think it delivers exactly what most buyers are looking for. Another area where I think Seiko continues to excel is nighttime visibility. If you've watched my channel for a while, you'll know I'm a huge fan of good Lume. Thankfully, Seiko rarely disappoints in this area. The SSK059 uses Lume Bright on the hands and hour markers, and the performance is exactly what I'd expect from Seiko. It charges quickly, glows brightly, and remains readable long after many competing watches have faded away. For me, Seiko is still one of the kings of Lume in the affordable watch space, and the SSK059 continues that tradition. And because this is designed as an everyday watch, practicality matters too. The watch offers 100 meters of water resistance. Now, I wouldn't call this a dive watch, but for everyday wear, it's more than enough. Rain, swimming, vacations, weekend adventures, this watch can handle all of that without any problem. Now, as much as I like this watch, there's one thing I wish Seiko had done differently: the crystal. Seiko chose to use Hardlex mineral crystal instead of sapphire. And if I'm being honest, that's probably my biggest criticism of the watch. At around $450, I think sapphire would have made this watch significantly more competitive. Hardlex is durable and resistant to impacts, but it simply isn't as scratch resistant as sapphire. Is it a deal breaker? Not for me. But it's definitely the first thing I'd change if I could. If you're looking for your first GMT watch, I think the SSK059 deserves serious consideration. If you love white dial watches, it deserves serious consideration. And if you simply want an everyday sports watch that's comfortable, versatile, and affordable, it deserves serious consideration. What I like most is that it doesn't try to be something it's not. It's not pretending to be a luxury watch. It's not trying to impress people with flashy complications. Instead, it focuses on getting the fundamentals right. And that's exactly why I think so many collectors are excited about it. And after looking at everything the SSK059 brings to the table, here's where I stand. The polar white dial looks fantastic. The GMT function adds genuine usefulness. The dimensions are excellent. And the overall package feels balanced and well thought out. Is it perfect? No. I still wish Seiko had included sapphire crystal, but considering the price, the design, and the versatility, I think the SSK059 might be one of the strongest affordable GMT watches Seiko has released in recent years. And if you're in the market for a GMT that can do a little bit of everything, this is definitely one I would recommend checking out. But that's just my opinion. What do you think about the new Seiko Polar GMT SSK059? Let me know in the comments below.